What's up? Welcome in to a, let's call it a Justin Fields Monday on the CHGO Bears Podcast, presented by DraftKings. Use that code CHGO when you sign up. What's going on, Bears fans? Adam Hoge, Corey Wootton, Mark Carman with you today on our noon Monday show. And, guys, I just want to start with this. Like, I don't care about the score. If there was ever a city, a fan base that deserved to just soak in all the glory and celebrate the arrival of a real-ass quarterback, it is this city. So I don't think anyone should hold back at any moment at all today and worry about, oh, am I going over the top? What? No, just take it now while it lasts. Damn it, that's my feeling.
Soak it in.
He just qualified it though. Woody said, "While it lasts." I feel the nerves. Like there is like this drop of underlying. Please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. But
actually, it wasn't so much of that. It's just like that like Josh Allen had a bad game yesterday. Like
right.
even
like
if he
you don't
becomes
jinx it,
right, even if Fields is going to become the truth, which I think he will. Like there's going to be bad weeks in here. So I'm just saying, like, soak this in now. Like just take it and run with it.
And also know, by the way, that if he has a bad week, he just had a bad week. He's fine. He's coming back. He's Justin Fields. He's Fields of Dreams. He's whatever you want to call him.
Oh, Fields of Dreams. Okay, we're going there.
He is something, is what he is.
I've never yelled at a game so much. That's why my voice is a little hoarse right now. I was so excited watching that game at the Fox party. It was unbelievable to see what he did. And like you said, like, we finally have our quarterback. And the thing is, like, his confidence in the games, like the past couple of weeks, has been unbelievable. I feel like that's really what separated him. Early on in the season, remember we talked about, we're like, is he really our quarterback of the future? And a little bit of that was on Getsy and a little bit on Justin Fields, just really getting his confidence. And that's evident out there.
I will admit right now that I make too much out of what people say, but I did think it was really interesting how much the Flus leaned into after that loss and he had some coach speak, but I'm watching him and what he's saying, and then I just like seeing it in print. I'll just read it from the print side, about Fields. I think it's special. We are building our football team. We have a young football team. We are building upon that, and the centerpiece of that is the quarterback. Like I think I've had comments, I believe, on this show at times where I'm like, did he just take away from the confidence a little bit? He's calling him the centerpiece. I mean, that is a
big deal.
That's a big deal. That's right.
But how about earlier on in the season, like what the Dolphins did, right? Going for it on fourth down. Normally teams would have been like, I'll take the points, right? Because we know they're not going to drive down and
That's
score.
a great point.
Yeah.
And look what the offense was able to do. Miami made the decision, like, we have to score, because look what this offense has been doing against us.
Yeah.
So the transition from the first couple weeks to the strength of the team now being the offense and Justin Fields and the running game, it's been unbelievable to see.
Remember the first time on the Dolphins turned it over on downs in the fourth quarter? They were like on the fringe of field goal range, and I think some other people here were like, oh, you can't go for it. You can't go for it. I'm like, you 100% go for it. Every damn time. You're not locked in field goal range. Your kicker had already missed a field goal. And if you give the ball back to the Bears, they're going to go score. Now, it turned out the Bears didn't score. They scored all in the fourth quarter, now I think about it. Or the Dolphins didn't score at all in the fourth quarter. But the Bears weren't able to take advantage of it late. But still, like, that was a level of respect. And I think you saw the level of respect that Mike McDaniel had for Justin Fields. Yeah. Even with that sideline banter he had with him at one point, telling him just to stop, which was a funny moment. Well, you came in here all giddy about the quarterback.
Yep.
You are clearly blown away and impressed.
Yep. I think that the biggest difference, like I talked about, was the confidence. It's seeing him out there, the pep in his step. Hats off to Getsy for really game planning for his strengths. And we talked about that earlier. Early on, he really wasn't game planning for that. But seeing what Justin Fields can do, like as a former defensive end, that is a nightmare matchup. One-on-one on Justin Fields, some of the zone reads, trying to contain him in the scramble, it is nightmare. And you guys were talking about it, like, can you compare him to? You really can't, because he's his own thing. He's just as fast as Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson. He's a great thrower, but then he's 235, 6'3", 6'4". I don't think we've ever seen a quarterback like this that can do it all with the speed. And then, people are criticizing his throwing, but look at when the game was on the line. He threw it up to Claypool that should have been a pass interference, and then the 4th and 10 throws a dart to St. Brown right on the money, and he drops it.
He threw a touchdown pass to Dante Pettis in the Washington game. He threw a touchdown pass to Darnell Mooney in the Washington game. I mean, he is in the clutch moments this year. He threw a dime to Amir Smith-Marset, who got it ripped away. That wasn't a great throw, but it was a standard, solid, moving the ball down the field in the 4th quarter. So it would be great. It would have been amazing if the Bears had won the football game yesterday. But it's also just the way it ended. You walk out of they were robbed. That was one of the worst calls in officiating history. Where are the robot officials? I will sign up for it all day. I know people want to fight that one. I don't want to take jobs away from people, but maybe they can do something else and get paid. That it's just.
Did you see the screenshot of it?
Oh, yeah.
People do that in prison, in the showers. He was behind them like, yo, you dropped the soap? Okay. My man was all over him. They were spooning. You cannot do that. No. I don't understand that. That's the most blatant pass interference call I've ever seen.
Yeah. I just tweeted out the screenshots of what was happening there. That was illegal in many different places.
That's sexual assault in different places. 100%.
I mean, you would not get away with that unless that referee is standing right there apparently on a football field. There were a number of bad calls, and that made it really, really frustrating. But, I go back to
there it is.
We're trying to get it up. Yeah, the tweet from Kevin yesterday was really good post-game. Kevin Kadick had
Kevin
he
blocked you? We're watching Lawrence do his work behind the scenes that we could see.
There you go. Oh, gosh, sorry.
Good job. There we go.
I mean, that is...
And for those listening to the audio podcast,
I mean, they
Kevin
were just...
K-Duck. He's got the Titanic Jack and Rose.
But
it's a romantic moment right there.
It really is.
But usually in that situation, right, Claypool looks at the judge. He looks at the other one. They kind of talk about it, and then all of a sudden they'll throw it afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if they didn't see it at the same angle, that should have for sure been one that you plead to the ref, and he calls it. And then they come together and talk about it.
You know what frustrated me, too, is that on the one they called on Eddie Jackson, that those referees didn't go back and look. Because if you look at the replay, I don't know which official it was. There was one in the middle of the field that was kind of running. So he was closer on line of scrimmage. He was looking back. But he was looking at Eddie Jackson the whole time. Eddie Jackson told Sean Hammond after the game that the official told him that he didn't see him playing the ball, which was obviously complete horseshit because he was playing the ball for like 15 yards.
Exactly.
He got his head around probably quicker than he should have
for
a defensive back, for a safety in that situation. He was playing the ball the whole way.
Exactly.
And the other official that I'm talking about saw that from underneath. So that is another one where, like, if the guy who threw the flag, that was his reasoning for calling it, he could have gone to the other official and said, hey, what did you see? Or that other official should have been like, well, I saw him playing the ball. And he's like, oh, well, I didn't see him playing the ball. Okay, if you saw him play the ball, then we should pick up this flag. So there should be, in general, I think there should be more communication between officials than there is. It drives me crazy.
Pass interference, right? Because those are calls based on the angle, right? You may see something different than I see it. And then you come together, convene, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I seen it as pass interference. Let's throw the flag.
It's a great point because, like, I'm trying to build in my mind at least excuse. Well, he was behind him, even though it looks obvious. Maybe it's not as obvious as you think sitting there, but, like, he's not out there by himself.
Exactly.
You guys work together, I would think, hopefully a bunch. So you have trust with your fellow officials, and then you have a conversation. I know that it's very difficult nowadays for people to communicate with each other. We just like to text or whatever, but that's their gig. You would think they would get it right. The other thing, by the way, on Eddie Jackson, you know who also didn't think that was pass interference? The Dolphins sideline. Who told him, hey, dude, that was a terrible call? Like,
it was.
Yeah, they were like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll take it.
In my utopian world, I would love it if I know we're all about if you're not cheating, you're not trying, win at all costs. But in like my utopian sports world, dudes would just like own up to those moments. Like if the ball goes out on you on basketball, you're like, no, refs, that was off on me. Yeah. I know you just missed that. Sorry, buddy. We don't need you right now. And that one, if I was a dog, I was like, dude, he was playing the ball. We're not taking that. That's complete crap. You just try to be better on the next play. That's not us. We don't need you out here. Like we can call it ourselves. Thanks.
It would be nice if that happened, right?
Yeah, we got a good conspiracy theory here from Monty. Thanks for the super chat. He says, conspiracy alert, polls paid the refs to not throw the flags. That way the Bears still keep the high draft position. Ha, ha, ha. By the way, Woot, you down to play 3-tech?
Yeah, I can play 3 technique. I'll give you 25 plays a game right now, 100%.
I'll take it, man.
I'll do it.
This is a
There
good.
you go.
This is rude, but yeah, I think we can both ask this. Could you be better than Al-Qadim Muhammad right now?
I don't know if I'm ready for. I can play the run. I can play the run for sure.
Yeah.
I got to work on the get off a little bit, but I think I'd be better suited as a 3 technique and pass rush.
Okay.
But I'll give you the run defense all day. Right. I got to work on my go to TC Boost, Tom Christian and company up there.
Tommy will get you going real
They'll
quick.
get me going with some of those resisted get offs and all
Let's
that.
go.
But I'll play the run right now, and I'll give you 3 technique pass rush.
Carman and I once ran a 40 at TC Boost.
What'd you run?
I was surprised. 5:08. I was shocked. I was
Right?
pretty impressed.
It's like,
I was a victory for me. I was like,
oh, okay.
I'm not a world class NFL athlete, man.
I thought you'd be like a 4.8. No.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Like decently athletic. You know what I mean?
I'm running this. I was probably 32 when I ran that. It was probably 4 years ago or something.
That's not in your prime.
I was 4'3".
No, you weren't.
Carmen, you're
Plus
about
2.
5'4".
I
Huh?
was right there.
Tommy right away was like,
no.
Tommy right away was like, you come in here a couple days a week. We'll get you under 5
Yeah.
in a couple weeks.
So, Carm, will you beat Rich Eisen in suits? You're both running in suits. Who's winning?
Okay, you are downgrading my athletic talent. I walked out of here last night, drove 40 minutes out to Oak Park, played in a hot battle of tennis match, taking on whoever the hell I took out who kicked my lip. He was
Thanks for
Tennis
the,
side
thanks
to
for the
side.
call.
We're talking about going straight for it.
I could
these wheels are still working over here.
So you'll beat Darren Rovell?
Darren Rovell.
Shout out to Darren, man. Love you, man.
Shout out to
Northwestern
Darren. That's great, but Darren Rovell can't put one foot in front of the other. That dude is not an athlete in any way, shape, or form.
You actually, your 40 was pretty good too.
I think it was I honestly think it was like 4'6", 4'7". I think.
No
What the
way,
hell? You
Carm.
did not break 5.
Oh, I definitely broke 5.
No, you didn't.
Let's
Let's
go
go realize how fast
All
that
right,
is.
how's this? Let's go back out there and do it again. Can we get it? Can we get that done?
Man, I'm not playing basketball anymore. There's no way I would be.
I'm not running. I'm retired.
Yeah, I'm
from
out.
the 40s.
I'm out.
That's a
All right,
hamstring
I'm
waiting
gonna
to
go
happen.
myself, and
I almost blew out my knee a few years ago. It was a wake-up call. I want the rest of my life. So, all right, our guy, the Duke, 811, back in here with a $20 super chat. Honest question, will the Bears submit the bad reffing clips to the league? Will the league give them a mea culpa? And if so, can the Bears share it with the public? So the answers to those questions are yes, and no.
Exactly.
They will submit those clips to the league. There will be a conference call this week where they're like, yeah, sorry about that. We messed that one up. We messed that one up. We messed that one up. And then if they say anything about it publicly, they will get fined.
Exactly. But those refs will get a chewing out from the powers that be
Sure they
about
will,
that call, missing that big time.
Fields talked about it well, I thought, as professionally as you possibly could. Yeah, it was. They missed it. You got to make the next play, and we didn't.
He put it on
I
the
dropped
money.
it.
I made a great throw, and it wasn't
I.e., I rolled out to the right and put it right on the money. And he should have caught it. And NFL, at like 95, 99% of NFL receivers are going to catch that. It wasn't, I just want to make it clear, at least in my mind, that wasn't the easiest catch of all time. He's, there was some zip on there. He's moving. He's got to catch it. But it wasn't like
Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron
wasn't-
Rodgers throws that zip in there.
It wasn't
You
a
gotta-
nothing. I'm just saying.
If your hands are on it.
I give it degree of difficulty at least a 3. I mean, it's not a 1. That's all I'm saying. Is that fair?
That's fair.
No, that's fair, but you're an NFL wide
He's got to
receiver.
catch it.
And it's right
he
on the
went
money.
Right.
It wasn't like he had to
yeah.
turn and go
He's got to
backwards.
catch it. He's got
And
to
they
catch
got
it.
those sticky gloves. Come on.
But I don't think it was the easiest ball of all time. That's all I'm saying. He's got to catch it. Period. End of
But
story.
here's the thing, Carm. They aren't paid to catch the easy balls.
I understand, but I think
they're the best football catching humans in the world.
I
That's
got
why
it.
they're the NFL playing that position.
I
Your job is to catch the hard ones.
I'm not trying to make any excuses for EQ, who I'm sure doesn't want any excuses and will own that he should have caught that football. I'm just saying, when I hear the fan conversation about it, like, has he dropped that? Okay, it wasn't the easiest ball of all time. He should have caught it.
Did he put it right on the money, though? He didn't have to move his hands at all.
Yeah.
It had zip on there, but that's a money throw. And he was on the move a little bit, too. So, that's some growth from Justin Fields. The angle he put it at, too, I was like, wow.
It was great. Oh man,
Dog ELO. Apparently, we need to start deflating some balls. Maybe we do. Maybe we do.
Right?
Isn't that more for the throwing of the ball though? Is it?
I think the softer ball's easier to catch
Yeah,
too.
it is.
Well,
easier to
sure,
catch.
but I don't think that's why Tom Brady was deflating the balls. I think. He
Oh,
was,
no,
I
for
think he
him.
was
More
throwing
for
it
his
for
grip.
his grip.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
easier to catch a
Yeah.
more
I
deflated
mean
ball.
that softball is so nice to catch.
Oh yeah.
Come on, let's go. Is there a turkey game? I want to play on Turkey Day. Let's go, Hoge.
Man, he's just out here trying to challenge everybody. He's saying I'm running a 4.6.
I mean, let's put him in the alley like Herb and see if he could.
Hey, can we
I'm
talk?
down
Can we talk
for
about
that.
Braxton Jones? What I was telling you
Yes,
guys before
yeah.
we got on there, right? He reminds me a lot of David Bakhtiari, right, from the Green Bay Packers. When he first came in, that was my last year with the Bears. 2013 was his rookie season, right? And really athletic guy, kind of like Braxton Jones, was kind of under radar coming out. Really athletic, could slide with you on speed, but he really struggled on power. I just remember like myself, Julius Peppers, we were really able to bull him. Like he didn't have the strength. And I feel like going into that next offseason, his main focus was getting stronger. So Braxton Jones, we talked about, I think he's maybe about 295. Like he's a really lean guy, which is a great thing, but he needs to put on 10 to 15 pounds of muscle and really focus on the lower body strength, upper body strength. He already has the athleticism.
He needs a transformation.
Yeah, because
He needs to next level it.
you look at Melvin Ingram, ran him over, Bradley Chubb, Montez Sweat.
Montez Sweat made him out like he was
Yeah.
my pinky.
He's good against speed, which is a great thing. But guys in this league, right, even the guys that have speed, they change it up with power, right? They get you upfield, and all of a sudden, long arm, stutter bowl. So he's going to have to get stronger in this offseason. So,
But that's why I'm optimistic because who's the top pass rusher he saw at Southern Utah?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe they went and played a Pac-12 game here and there. I don't know what the Southern Utah schedule is. Like so maybe had a couple games here and there where he saw like a legitimate possible NFL player. But now he's in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's facing so that's where the upgrade in talent. I'm very encouraged with what he's shown so far because he has all those traits. And if it comes down to strength and needing more than what do you have, 4 months to get ready for the season after getting drafted, right? Now he gets a whole offseason of an NFL strength and conditioning program. That's going to make such a big difference.
Well, and how about credit to the Bears coaches? A lot of fifth-round pick out of Southern Utah. You're not even in the thought process that we're going to put you on the field, but they were able to size up like, this guy's got something here that we're liking it, and yes, we need some help.
And as a left tackle, that's the hardest position to come in as a rookie. Like that, quarterback and corner, right? Those are because you're on an island out there.
Right.
And Southern Utah, we talked about like Cole Kmet, how big he is, Chase Claypool. They went to Notre Dame, right? So they came out with a different strength and conditioning program in college than Braxton Jones. Southern Utah doesn't have the same facilities, the same strength coach. So, yeah, I'm optimistic too because I think he could fill the need at left tackle because you look at it, even the ones he got bowled, he's still right in front of the guy. It's not like he's getting beat like that. It's just strength. Yeah. And you can improve on that. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
So I think the thing that really separated him was his athleticism, focusing on that, lifting a little bit here and there. But I think this offseason he's really going to focus on, hey, I'm going to put on 10 to 15 pounds. I'm going to get this lower body stronger. I'm going to get the upper body stronger, and I'm going to be ready to go. Because if he's a left tackle of the future, like I said, he could be like a Charles Leno, a really solid left tackle that doesn't get beat often, that you can have for the next, 5 to 7 years, or if he continues to improve, he could be, his rest of his career for the Bears.
Well, and people keep on talking about, and we keep on talking about that they need to improve the offensive line. The bottom line is they do have a lot of money, but they don't have endless funds, and they really need to improve the defensive line. So if you can have him on that contract for the next 3-4 years, that gives you so much flexibility to do other things that they need to do. So
Exactly.
So it's who's staying on this offensive line. Tevin's got to be there, right? Braxton, I don't
White hair,
sure, and
Lucas Patrick at center,
for
not
what,
any other position.
for one more year. Mustafer's a backup. They got to figure out right tackle.
But Riley Reef, I thought he played pretty well against pass rush. But he's an older guy. But maybe if you have him for another year until you find your right tackle of the future, you draft somebody that can learn. Or
would you spend big money on a right tackle in the offseason?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Well, I think money's got to get poured in the offensive line. And I think I think that's where you look for some upgrades.
So at right tackle
Maybe like
in particular, right?
I think right tackle's a possibility. I mean, just the fact they played Riley Reef over Larry Morum, I think says a lot this week.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I think center too, and then you got to make a decision on Cody Whitehair too. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, but I think the defensive line, my point, right?
I
think that's more
line, man.
Like the pressure has been non-existent. You know, it's frustrating because this whole game plan, right? You cannot play tighter coverage. That's why they were able to have those windows and the throws early on, because you don't trust your rush. So you're worried about the speed getting over the top of you. So you have to change your whole game plan.
You got a big job to do there, Ryan Poles. Bottom line, big job to do. Yes.
Big development here because I have found the videos of us running the 40s at TC Boost.
Did I lose?
Can you guys post this on the reels?
We're gonna figure out how to do this, but
there's no way I lost.
We'll find. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I actually.
If I did, I'm gonna be real bummed.
We're about to find out because I don't know any other. I don't have the numbers written down, so I actually have to watch the videos here and probably listen to them while you do a read coming
That's
up
great.
here. We'll figure it out.
See if we get this on the reels.
Yeah.
Because this is bragging rights.
We got shows tomorrow and Wednesday too. We don't have to do this today, but
No,
I mean, I'd
it
like
needs to be decided now. Also, I have a fun game we're coming up here on the to continue Justin Fields Monday. But first, Shady Rays, our friends at Shady Rays, they never understood why sunglasses were so expensive, so they set out to change it. You don't have to break the bank for quality sunglasses this fall. Shady Rays, they have premium, polarized shades featuring world-class optical clarity, durability, and styles catered to everyone and every lifestyle. And the best part about Shady Rays is they have the most insane protection program in all of eyewear. There are lost and broken replacements. If you lose them or break them on day one, they told us that they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Drop them in a lake, throw them off a cliff, whatever. They'll replace them. And even with that strong of a protection program, they still manage to make quality that I can tell you is just up there with any other expensive sunglass company out there. And they have customers who agree with over 200,000 5-star reviews. This is exclusive for our listeners. Shady Rays is running their deepest deal of the season. Use code CHGO for 50% off 2 or more pairs at shadyrays.com. That's right. Buy one, get one free. Get 2 pairs for as low as $54. Use that code CHGO. Redeem only at shadyrays.com, where you can find all their newest and best shades.
So this is the first time that I am going to actually use the product on camera for next Evo. So have you ever tried the CBD product where you don't know if it really is working here? That probably means that it actually isn't working. But the athlete over here on the show who's running a 4.6 and was battling it out on the tennis court, just looking to keep that body in check. I have been using the product here. Next Evo. That's right. Mm-hmm.
That's how you run the 4.6?
This is how it's part of my recovery, and they got the cream too. So I had a little bit of a hamstring issue. Put that on there. I'm not going to do that on camera, but it turned things around and I had a side thing going on too, and that turned around in a nanosecond. So listen. I'm just telling you right now, you want to try the product, and by being right here and hanging out with us, you're going to get a 25% off when you subscribe and spend $40 or more at nextevo.com/recover with the promo code BEARS. That's nextevo, nextevo.com/recover. Promo code is BEARS. All the good stuff in here. Next Evo Naturals, scientifically formulated to deliver more CBD in a way your body can actually use it. Clinically proven to have 4 times better absorption. I am absorbing right now, and I would love to get this going on. But
I'll jump in with this because I last week, I'm not an athlete, but I do have a giant oak tree in my front yard, and there's a lot of frickin' leaves at this point on the ground. And I raked before coming here on, I think it was Wednesday, and my right arm was killing me. And you're like, oh, here, take this cream thing. I rubbed it on the right arm. I honestly felt it working in about half an hour, and my arm was less sore. So
How about Enrique over here?
Yeah,
He
what are you
said-
laughing at?
He said, "Save the thigh cream for Bears after dark."
Exactly.
Oh,
I
the thigh
agree.
cream.
Hey, Thursday night we'll go thigh cream. Let's go.
Don't be nasty, man. Come on.
No, let's we're
It's
just
all about After Dark.
You know, this is a family show right now, but Bears After Dark, you know.
I mean, you guys got a pretty cool guest coming on tonight. I don't know if we should promote that here. I think we can, right?
I am.
Yeah.
That's it's Braggs and Nick.
Oh yeah, you're not on.
I'm not on. No, but
You know who is on? D'Lo Brown,
Ooh.
the Nation of Domination.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, how
man.
cool is that?
That's dope. That's
Braggs
dope.
apparently has an in with him. So
Yeah, Braggs is supposedly going to become a wrestler as well.
yeah,
Brick
oh,
by
yeah.
brick.
That's right.
He's going to come out with
Yeah.
a brick.
The bricklayer.
I saw a video of Carm trying to lay bricks yesterday. It didn't go so well.
no, that did not go well.
You
But
went with Braggs?
he brought out whatever this huge cement brick thing.
cinder
that-
block, I believe.
It
a couple
was
blocks.
He was trying to flex on you.
man strength. That thing was man strength. I'm like, can I use two hands? This thing is.
He's like, grabbing that. He probably
You
grabbed
ever
it with one
have
arm.
you ever shaken the hand of a Greg Braggs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, it's okay. I play with a bunch of NFL dudes that's got monster hands and stuff like that. So Braggs, the little brick hand, it's okay.
dude needs to go. He needs a manicure.
I'm just messing with you,
He
Braggs.
needs a
Love you.
daily manicure. 8-inch block, Carm. Thank you. It was an 8-inch block that was super heavy, and I was embarrassed, but I pulled it. I did it. I needed some next Evo to recover from the. What'd you find out over there?
It's hard to tell because you can't.
The tape doesn't lie.
One of us ran a 5.116.
If I ran 5,
I think that was you.
I think it's harder to run sub 5 than you think, Carm.
You definitely ran a. Hang on.
Yeah, there's no way he ran a 4.6.
No, there's absolutely no way. I don't even have to.
4.8, 4.89.
I don't
Give me
even
a
have to make-
4.89. It had to have been in there.
Especially with no training, too.
Here, this is actually on your run. 5.116. You were confirmed 5.116.
I'm a 4.6 guy.
This is Tommy holding our guy Tommy Christian, which I apologize, people can't see this, but he is holding the phone and showing us a 5.116.
All right. Well, that
what's
that-
crazy to put it in perspective? Teron Armstead, the left tackle for the Dolphins, he ran a 4.6
Yeah, that's crazy.
at 6'6",
That's wild.
325.
But that's why, yeah,
Trent Williams too.
these guys are insane and get paid an incredible amount of money to do incredible things
But
that
what-
you
what
and
are
I
the-
cannot do.
what
And
are the-
half of it is training though.
Yeah.
Like
what
learning
is-
how to
what
come
is-
out.
What
the
does
box.
Braxton Jones run? What does an O-line run?
Wasn't he like 4'8", 4'9", something like
I
that?
got to be faster than Braxton
No,
Jones.
you're not, dude. You don't understand how
It's explosion,
incredible
man.
these guys are.
And the tens is what's crazy about it. You look at people's tens, like offensive, defensive linemen.
You telling me that I can't run faster than Lucas Patrick? That's
No, you probably can.
okay.
But Braxton
come on.
Jones, no, I don't think so.
His 40. Braxton Jones was a 4.97.
I will. I want that.
So
right.
technically, maybe because Tommy, I do remember this vividly. Tommy Christian told both of us he could get us under 5.
Yeah, with training,
With
coming
some
out the
training.
blocks low.
Because the reality was, you and I had never run a 40 before. He tried to teach us on how to the get off, which is
And you
totally
probably-
unnatural
you
the
probably
first few
popped
times.
right up,
yes.
right?
And then I could tell in the video that I just watched, like, I didn't quite run through the line either. I'm like trying to slow up or like reach for it instead of just running as fast as I can through it.
I think I dove for it.
It's a whole training thing. You guys can get under
All right.
5 for sure. But,
Yeah, I feel. I just feel good thinking
but you're
that.
not beating Armstead or Williams.
No, I know. Of course.
All right.
Of course. I got it. All right, move along. Thank you very much.
I have a fun game that we're going to play here because this again goes back to what I said off the top of the show today. Nobody, I should say, should be afraid about going too far with Justin Fields today.
All right, let's go far.
I thought we should go back to the 2021 NFL draft because for one time, the Bears don't have to be the team. It's like, why didn't we take that guy? No, instead this time there were 10 teams ahead of the Chicago Bears that did not take Justin Fields. Okay, so let's go through those teams, and I'm going to actually throw out
This is gonna be fun.
a wild card team too that could have been involved that we're definitely going to have fun with. Number 1 overall, the Jacksonville Jaguars took Trevor Lawrence. I think if we're being completely fair, even in hindsight, understandable pick. Lawrence was more polished coming out of college. I still think there's a debate there. I still think Trevor Lawrence can be really good. So I'm not going to pound the Jaguars by any means for not taking Justin Fields.
You can't.
No.
You cannot.
So, okay, we're all in agreement there. Yeah. All right. Now, number 2 overall, How good would the New York Jets be right now if they had Justin Fields instead of Zach Wilson? Because they took Zach Wilson, and they have a good defense, and they have some guys there that can actually catch the ball too. And instead, they have Zach Wilson, who is struggling right now. Justin Fields and that offense, the Jets would be ridiculous. And they still beat the Bills yesterday, even though Zach Wilson hasn't been good.
No, couldn't agree with you more. I think Justin Fields is way more talented than Zach Wilson. Could run better, pass better. He would do a lot better in that situation. And they might only have one loss right now, the Jets, to be honest with you.
Whenever those happen, especially with this draft, I'll immediately look like I'm not making it that I'm wrong. But if Justin Fields had Zach Wilson stats and Zach Wilson had Justin Fields stats, is there any way that you are picking Zach Wilson there? Basically, I'm looking at, like, you look at Zach Wilson, you think he looks like the quarterback that you wanted to be. Justin Fields gets pigeonholed, African-American guy, and I think you just blew it, which is what I think the Bears did. I'm not even saying that I think it's an unconscious bias thing that happens. I think guys just miss. And that's, like, how could you line up? Justin Fields lost 2 games in college. 2.
And against Trevor Lawrence, right? He outperformed him in that game,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm picking everything, Justin Fields was number 1 for me coming out.
Yeah.
Like I've said that from the beginning. I thought he was more talented. What he can do running the football as well. I would say Justin Fields, in my opinion, was the best quarterback coming out.
I mean, when you go back and look at his pro day too, it's just a pro day. But throwing on the body work, he was making absurd. He was phenomenal that day.
Yeah, but if we're going to be fair, Zach Wilson's pro day was ridiculous.
Okay,
he went viral. There was like some 65-yard throw. It's like reported that's the day the Jets fell in love with him completely, and that's the guy that they're going to take. So I get what you're saying. I don't disagree with you. I also think we're sort of maybe forgetting how good Zach Wilson was that last year at BYU and some of the incredible things he did too. But either way, they picked the wrong guy.
Swing and a miss.
Feel pretty comfortable.
Zach Wilson looks like he's 12.
Yes.
I'm like, all right.
Like even yesterday after the game, I'm like,
I was like, yo, what is this middle schooler doing here? Like literally, yo, he's got the youngest baby face I've ever seen in my life. Like,
it's always good to need a quarterback in a year that the Jets need a quarterback, because Jets. There's a great chance you're going to blow it. Thank you so much, New York. We appreciate it.
Fireman Ed that started that chant.
Yeah,
he used to be at the bar in the next town over from me.
Aww.
He'd be doing that chant on Sundays, baby. Fireman Ed, Jersey legend.
He is straight is.
That's awesome.
I mean, everybody knows Fireman Ed.
All right,
all across the land. Yep.
Number 3, San Francisco 49ers. Apparently, the debate was between Trey Lance and Mac Jones the whole time. Remember, they traded up to that pick to get up there. Made a huge move. They took Trey Lance. Now, I still like Trey Lance, but circumstances are circumstances. The guy hasn't played. He didn't play last year, really. Got hurt this year. Again, another place where right now, how good would the 49ers be if Justin Fields was playing like this in that offense?
With those weapons, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle.
I just didn't like their process at all. You have Jimmy G. You're winning games. I get it that you want to hit a home run here, but you're giving up boatloads of draft picks to go up and take a guy who sat out a year in COVID and barely played at North Dakota State. Just the whole thing was wild to me. Yeah. Like you all did a great job trading with the Bears, but you're going the other way, Sir Lynch, on this one. It just did not – in the moment, I didn't understand what they were doing.
I feel like a lot of people were high on him, but my thing is I agree with you, right? You got a guy that led you to the NFC Championship, led you to a Super Bowl.
I mean –
like as a proven leader, he can lead this and not have turnovers. With that defense, all you have to do is be able to manage the game offensively.
Yeah.
You don't really need a stud right now. Obviously, it'd be great to have a great quarterback that can, put up all these crazy numbers. But Jimmy G fits that need for how their team operates.
I don't mind you drafting a quarterback. I just
not that high.
Yeah, it was just what you had to give up to get there. It seemed insane.
Number 4, the Atlanta Falcons. This is not hindsight. I was saying this at the time. Matt Ryan's getting up there in age. This is an incredible quarterback class. Justin Fields is from Georgia. He's right there. You know him. He's been coming up all these years.
You're putting him on your turf. He's going to look incredible on it.
Greatest show on turf.
I mean,
it seemed like nobody was questioning the Kyle Pitts pick, and I'm like, Kyle Pitts is incredible. I liked him coming out. I said all the same things everyone else did about Kyle Pitts, but it's like, it's a tight end. You could have Justin Fields here. I mean, that's a miss, man.
It is.
That's a miss. And now you look, they have Marcus Mariota out there right now.
Right.
And they traded Matt Ryan only a year later. I mean, that was.
Are they still leading the NFC South this year, though?
Yeah, but that doesn't.
I
doesn't matter.
NFC South is. And Tom Brady, after that game last night, wow, she's about to bounce back and go on the streak now.
Ugh.
They're in first place.
Yeah, Tampa is the first place team.
4-5. Let's go.
So, by the way, Bears, Falcons, a couple weeks coming up here. So that'll be interesting. All right. Now, a couple teams that you can't really quibble with too much. The Cincinnati Bengals already had Joe Burrow. They drafted Jamar Chase. Good for them. Great
Well
pick.
done. Congratulations.
Home run.
Number 6, Miami Dolphins already drafted Tua. Jalen Waddle. Good pick.
Well done.
Saw that yesterday. All right. Now, we got a run here of 3 in a row. Come on, man. The Detroit Lions.
Oof. Jared Goff's looking
so
good.
Excited to take Penei Sewell, who was, like, a lot of people thought he could have been the number 1 overall pick and all that. But, dude, you need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Because this was after they traded Matthew Stafford. They got Jared Goff. They were saying, I didn't believe them. I remember saying this up and like going in the draft. They were like saying all the right things about Jared Goff. I'm like, you don't like Jared Goff that much. Come on. There's no way you like Jared Goff that much. You took him on so you could get more back in the trade because you had to eat the salary to even it up so that the Rams could fit Matthew Stafford in there.
I'm not buying that either. No, nobody's believing in Jared Goff like that.
You could have had Barry Sanders at quarterback, Detroit. That's basically what you could have had. Sucks for you.
That's an interesting way to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's you.
Someone should be tracking all the names that this show has compared Justin Fields to in the last 24 hours. You just threw Barry Sanders in there.
Well, I don't think it's completely ridiculous.
It's Lions week, Got to get Don Burr stoked up on this.
Barry, listen, he doesn't have the cutting ability of Barry, but he's faster than Barry.
Elusive.
As far as quarterbacks go, as far as cutting ability, he's way the hell up there.
Yeah.
But you could make an argument. You can. It's still early on, but he is one of the best running quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL.
I think it's fair.
What he can do, and I don't even think he scratched the surface of what he can be. We're seeing a small sample size as he gets more confident. But this offense, we don't really have all the weapons that we need right now, the offensive line. So think about when we get an offensive line, we get all the weapons that we need, a true number 1, if that's Claypool or not. With Mooney still being here, Cole Kmet starting, to come alive.
I mean, just think about how good he looks rolling right. Just even the first play of the game yesterday, just there you go, Cole Kmet. Let's pick up 8-9 yards. Even on the same thing with EQ late in the game. He's looking comfortable, looking more comfortable in the pocket.
And him and Getsy, right?
Yeah.
They're both on the same page when early on they were not on the same page at all. It's great to see.
We talked about that earlier or yesterday, and I've seen it in the chat earlier today. You worried about Luke Getsy getting a head job if this keeps rolling?
I don't think. I'm hoping not.
What happened?
Right. I'm really hoping not.
What did I do?
I just love your brain sometimes.
Okay.
We're in the middle of the 7th and 8th pick of the 2021 draft. Carm just goes straight to Bears are losing Luke Getsy.
I do have a hard time staying completely on focus at times. That's true.
The one thing I'm hoping is just like the Bears numbers in general don't woo and wow you. So people will be like, not this year, not.
Yeah.
Next year, potentially.
I also wonder, how much the Nathaniel Hackett thing
is kind of
hurt Luke Getsy, which is not fair to him, but they probably should have hired Luke Getsy over to Nathaniel Hackett out there.
They had that one to do over again.
Speaking of the Broncos.
Yeah, who did they take?
Well, first we got to get to the Carolina Panthers at number 8, Broncos at 9. But this is where, and I reported all this at the time in my 10 Bears things column right after the draft, this is where the Bears just owe the Carolina Panthers forever. Because the Bears thought the Panthers were going to take Patrick Surtain. Okay, and if they had done that, that's who Vic Fangio and the Broncos really, really wanted over potentially drafting a quarterback. and not proven, but I know at least the Bears' thinking was if the Panthers had taken Surtain, the Broncos would have probably taken Justin Fields. Never happens. So it was when the Panthers drafted J.C. Horn that they started kind of getting a little busy at House Hall. They had already put a couple deals in place, one of them being the deal with the Giants that they had put the parameters in, and they were like, hey, just double-checking on this, like making sure this is still a thing, right? Because it's all of a sudden the board started falling the right way that this miracle could happen. And so the Panthers taking Horn was massive. And look at their problems. Look at what they're getting fired over. Trading for Sam Darnold. Trading for Baker Mayfield. Benching P.J. Walker yesterday. Throwing Baker Mayfield. They don't have a quarterback there.
That should be a TV show, their QB dilemma. We
Oh
got a quarterback that's seen ghosts when he played for the Jets.
You drafted a corner and not even the best corner on the board? Take Justin Fields.
Thank you, Carolina. And
What are you doing?
I liked J.C. Horn a lot, and I still do. And he got hurt last year and whatnot. He's a good player, but that's it.
But they really believe that Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold could be their options.
Who was their quarterback at that? Was this right after they traded for Darnold? I'm trying to, I don't even remember the circumstances.
It was, I'm drawing a blank right here.
Because Darnold was their quarterback last year,
Yep.
right? Whatever. It's not Justin Fields. They had Teddy Bridgewater, I think the season before that, right? It's just, it's a mess.
Thank you, Carolina.
Yeah. And then the Broncos, boy, imagine how different things would be for them if they had just drafted Justin Fields.
Broncos Nation, let's ride.
I mean, they look like they're in football hell for the next 4 years right now with that contract they gave Russell Wilson.
So what do you think it is, real quick, with Russell Wilson? Do you think he was as talented or is as talented as we thought he was, or was it Seattle having that great defense and kind of scripting for him? What do you think, to be honest?
I think a little bit of both. I think the Seahawks obviously saw something Russell Wilson the rest of the league didn't when they even drafted him, and then they quickly realized what he could do, and then they successfully put him in the offense. But I think that clearly there were some other parts of Russell Wilson that Seattle grew tired of, that the Broncos just didn't care about because they just were so desperate to get their quarterback.
Did you ever think he was a top 5 quarterback?
Yes, at times, certainly, and I think it. I mean, to go, yeah, definitely the Super Bowl years, right? But it's still weird. He's never received an MVP vote,
right?
That shows you he's never been the most dominant quarterback in the league. But
yeah, I was surprised when they paid him that big money because I've never been that high on him. I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's elite like they've been claiming to be.
That's how I've always been with him. Okay, you do things on the field that I don't give you credit for being able to do. It's impressive that you're creative and you can get out of the pocket and you can make throws. I still don't. I never loved him. By the way, it was Teddy Bridgewater was the quarterback for the Panthers in 2020. And then they went to Darnold in 21.
Right, I was just thinking of the timing of the Darnold trade. I couldn't remember. Had they already made it at that point?
I believe so.
I think they had already made it. So just think about that. You could have. You knew this was a huge quarterback class. They went for Sam Darnold.
He saw ghosts. He said in interviews that he saw ghosts. My man is whole Haley Joel Osment.
I see 14 guys on the field right now. What is happening?
He was a sixth sense out there.
Oh,
what is going on right there? That should have been you say you see ghosts. Yep. We have to evaluate you further. Are you okay?
So the Broncos then take Surtain at 9, and this is where the Bears hold their breath a little bit because the Eagles trade up. They leapfrog them at 10. Remember, the Bears are at 20 at this point, but they know they kind of have a deal in place with the Giants at 11, and the Eagles come out of nowhere, and they jump up to 10. And remember, they had Jalen Hurts already, but this was before Jalen Hurts was they
didn't really feel comfortable with him.
Thing before the new coaching staff was just coming in place at this point. And I remember thinking, ooh, is this for a quarterback? Oh, no, it's just for Devonta Smith. Whew. Cool. Now you know what's happening. Bears make the move. They go up to 11. They get Justin Fields. So, man, I mean, if you're looking at this right now, the Jets, they made a mistake by not taking Fields. The 49ers, they probably made a mistake, maybe still holding out hope for Lance in the future because it really hasn't been a fair ride so far. But, again, right now, both of those teams would probably be legitimate Super Bowl contenders right now with this version of Justin Fields on those teams right now, which is incredible to think about. The Lions, just thinking about the fact that Justin Fields could be on the Lions right now and he's not. Oh, the Falcons, too. I still think just like the hometown aspect of that, they should have done it. Carolina should have done it. Denver should have done it. You know which team we're not talking about?
The Bears?
No.
Patriots?
The Green Bay Packers.
Oh, gosh.
The Denver Broncos. Remember, this was the draft. Remember that morning, there were those rumors coming out about possible Aaron Rodgers trade.
Yeah.
The Broncos wanted to trade for Aaron Rodgers. The Packers should have done it. They should have done it. They knew they were about to be in hell with the situation with Devontae Adams and Rodgers and having to pay them and picking. And instead they said no. Last ride, Aaron Rodgers even called it that, the last dance, right? He stole it from the Bulls doc. Of course he did. He called it the last dance last year. They said, nope, we're going all in, one more ride. A smarter franchise would have seen what was coming, taken all those first-round picks. Aaron Rodgers could be in Denver right now instead of Russell Wilson.
With his old coach.
With his old, right? That still could happen this past offseason, too. Instead, it didn't.
You're right, and I would have hated that if I was a Packers fan. You're trading Aaron Rodgers. You're not going to let him finish it out here. Everything he's given to this franchise, I understand that he's got his whole diva side and all of it. But I would have hated.
Imagine this world, though.
But you would have been right.
You take that pick at number 9. You draft Justin Fields.
Right.
You re-sign Devontae Adams.
Right.
You think the Packers would like that scenario right now?
Oh, of course. I would have hated it.
And more first-round picks on top of it.
And you would have been right. You would have been right.
That's the team that screwed up the most. I will do 2 Packers walk-offs in 2 days.
Ooh, shots fired. Bang, bang.
It is. Who was that you, Lawrence, that was talking earlier today that you're getting calls from your Packers friends who are saying like, enjoy the ride, we suck, congratulations, you're about to pass us?
I've got a friend who's a Packers fan, and he's just in hell right now watching them lose to the Lions yesterday and saying, well, you guys have the guy. Here's what you need to know about having a great quarterback, and he listed off a whole list of things.
Yeah, no, I've always been high on Justin Fields, even out of college. I know when he played head-to-head against Trevor Lawrence, and I saw that game, the game before where they played Northwestern in the Big Ten Championship, right? He kind of struggled, and then he bounced back in that game against Trevor Lawrence. He outplayed him, and I was like, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
That's when I knew it for me. And then when he fell to the Bears, I was like, this great pickup.
And to Pace and – well, Pace, especially Ryan Pace, is because Nagy wasn't here when the first mistake was made. But it was righting or wrong, right? Like it was to me, it was like the Deshaun Watson situation all over again, where you just had this amazing college quarterback. You saw everything he could do. He won games. He was tough as hell in big moments. And it was right there in front of you. You didn't need to overthink it, right? And so they did that with Watson. They fell in love with Trubisky, the Zach Wilson of that draft. And instead, this time around, made the big move, and they got the guy that they should have gotten the first time, but without all the extracurricular nonsense that obviously has followed Watson.
If you're a talent evaluator, for me as the quarterback, I want somebody, like you said, like Deshaun Watson, a proven winner, like Justin Fields, a guy that's played reps, that has experience. Like Trubisky is a gamble, right? A guy that like basically didn't played 8 games as a starter.
It's 13.
Like, yeah, okay, but you're basically gambling.
You said that like so sad.
He's
like,
8
you're
5.
gambling. You're gambling that he's gonna pan out.
You're trying to be the smartest guy in the room. The other, if they knew what they were doing too, there is no reason that Justin Fields couldn't have been doing this last year at about the same. You know, if you had started him at the beginning of the year, basically gone through what this coaching staff has gone through and figured out, okay, this is the best way to use him. He could have been doing this last year.
But the play calling was awful.
Right.
And early on this year, the play calling was awful. All of a sudden, you know, Getsy all of a sudden is like, okay, let me get him on the move, something we've been talking about all year. Oh, he's getting confidence when he can roll out in the nakeds and zone reads. Then that gets him going. So every game, that's kind of what gets him confidence.
Right. Is that going too far? They could have figured this out last year. Is that?
I think the
I don't
play
see why
calling
they
was so
couldn't have.
awful last year that I just
I don't think they.
If they knew what they were doing,
Well, it's not so much a no. Look, the reality is Nagy wasn't going to change his system into
right,
this.
right, exactly, which is why you got fired. If you,
No, but I guess that's my point. If they had fired Matt Nagy a year earlier, sure.
no, but
No,
right.
they could not have done this last year with that offense.
Right, they couldn't have. But if you had a good coaching staff, my point is this: if Nagy had just gone and done what he should have done, which is make him head of cheerleading and just sat over there and been the rah-rah guy and just oversee everything, and you had an offensive coordinator.
Cheerleader.
Well, that's what he should have been. That was his thing. He should have sat on plane rides and talked about how it's so cool that everybody is either reading or sleeping or watching movies and pinch himself that he was a head coach in the National Football League when he basically had the qualifications of being a high school coach. That's what he should have done. And if you'd had an offensive coordinator who understood what they had, you could have unlocked them last year. They just didn't know what the hell they were doing.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, if you're at our tailgate yesterday, you may have played bags, cornhole. Some people call it cornhole. Our friends at Chi-Town Cornhole call it cornhole. They have Chi-Town Custom Cornhole, the #1 cornhole provider. I just said cornhole a lot. For Chicagoland and Illinois since 2007. Their signature box-style design can be digitally printed, covered in vinyl, and painted. And the cornhole boards come with built-in drink holders recessed in the back. LEDs that light up the hole, the exterior, handles for easy carrying, and handcrafted scorekeepers. They have it all. It's also a veteran-owned and operated company. They can ship anywhere. They offer local pickups because they are a local company, which you should support. They specialize in corporate designs for your company's next marketing or social event, wedding gifts, gifts for all occasions, and especially for those tailgates and backyard barbecues. Go check out their website. It's Chi-Town Cornhole, all one word, ChiTownCornhole.com. Make sure to follow them on Instagram at Chi-Town Custom Cornhole Boards.
So Justin Fields has the ball at his own 25-yard line. There's 3 minutes left in the game. You've still got the thoughts of,
Carm's trying this again.
yes, the Miami Dolphins in your head. You've got the thoughts of, I don't know, the New York Giants in your head. You got the
We only have 6 minutes of show left, by the way.
Shout out Bayless, inactive. All right. The point here is that yes, your pulse, you get the excitement of football. You're sweating. You can make every play feel as exciting as I just made it feel there. I know I just made that feel.
It was so exciting.
It was so unbelievable.
It was like
exciting.
you running the 40-yard dash.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the
Except
official
it
sports
actually
betting
took
partner
longer.
of the NFL, and what was just said that I missed?
Except it took longer.
You know,
For-
this
the 40
this
yards took
impatience
longer.
for our amazing sponsor DraftKings is unfortunate.
There it
DraftKings.
is.
What's happening?
You finally said their name.
I said it 5 times. You guys aren't
Okay.
listening. Listen, bottom line, this is what you want to do. You want to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You want to do that right now, and you want to use the promo code CHGO. You're going to get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Put that money on the Bears for the Lions game when Fields is going to take us down and beat Detroit. A $5 bet on any football game. You get those $200 in free bets only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Use that promo code CHGO. Minimum age, eligibility restrictions do apply. See show notes for details. DraftKings, we love you.
So just bringing the show full circle, where we were talking about the PI and the things that Keon Crossan was doing to Chase Claypool on that play. But shout out to Brendan Segru on Twitter. He said he was doing the Heimlich maneuver on him. And he posted this.
Oh my god!
Like the comparison.
That's spot
Yeah.
on right there.
Yeah, that's what was happening. Didn't call it.
Can I give you a trivia thing before we get out of here today, which ties into Justin Fields? Or do you have something else you want to do over there, Adam?
No, go for it.
Just get the excitement.
Go for it. I gotta be honest. I'm like we haven't even mentioned this yet. The whole show I've been thrown off by Jeff Saturday getting hired by the Colts as their
weird.
new head coach. But
Congratulations.
yeah, go ahead.
Congratulations, Indy. Do you know what happened on January 15th, 1967? January 15th, 1967.
Last time the quarterback rushed for 170.
Your head is in the right direction, but you're not quite there. That was Super Bowl I. a.k.a. the start of the Super Bowl era. All right, the Packers beat the Chiefs 35-10. Bart Starr was the MVP, threw for a couple of touchdowns. LA Coliseum was rocking. Super Bowl era started. All right, the Chicago Bears. Shout out Brad Biggs in the Tribune for this one. The Bears in the Super Bowl era. In the Super Bowl era, again, January 15, 1967. That's what we're calling the Super Bowl era. The Bears have scored 29 points or more in the last 3 games. How many times since the Super Bowl era started in 67 have the Bears done that? 29 or more in 3 consecutive games.
Scored that many points?
Yes. So 1967 to now is
well, they've done it one other time, I know, at least.
There's one other time. You got one in your mind.
They did it in 2020.
It's more than one.
Okay.
It's less than 10.
3.
You got 3?
I don't know.
It's
7.
It's 6 times since 1967.
Sure.
I just want to put a little historical context on what's going on right now.
Okay.
It's 67, 6 times. That's 50 plus years. Bears.
You know why I'm gonna be honest? You know why I stalled so much and then I had to Google this because I'm like, that day sounds familiar. Something about that day. I wasn't thinking sports.
Okay.
Gerald Ford got shot that day.
Oh.
I knew it was like a historical day. I'm like, why is that date sticking in my head?
I don't know, but you just made me think. Get out there.
Shot on Super Bowl Sunday.
Apparently.
Shout out. Get out there and vote. And vote for democracy.
But think about Justin Fields, though, what he's able to do, and he hasn't even scratched the surface of what he can do. And nightmare matchups for a defensive lineman. It's like thinking about going against him, like as a defensive lineman.
You see what he said about that too? The defense. He's like, I look at these defensive linemen, I scout who can move and who can't move.
Exactly. He's looking at it like Lawrence last week. He's like, I know I can outrun him all day.
Yeah.
1-on-1 on him. I don't even need anything. So, I mean, teams, coordinators, defensive linemen, they have to be staying up at night thinking about covering a guy like Justin Fields, like, because what he can do when the pocket breaks down, the design runs,
I was honestly surprised that the Dolphins were able to stop the non-Fields running game as well as they did yesterday.
Yeah.
And for the most part, they didn't give up too many shot plays. Like, that whole game was Fields. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But the team on his back, literally.
It's crazy, but it's just crazy to think as a defense coordinator, and boy, the Lions got to be. I mean, Aaron Glenn, they've had a rough year defensively. Yesterday was a great performance for them to do what they did against Aaron Rodgers, but like, this is a.
Justin Fields got to be salivating, like, okay, Hutchinson, you've been all right.
I don't know.
You
Aaron
can't
Glenn
run with me.
AG got the game ball yesterday. They showed that on Sports Center. Dan Campbell with a nice speech.
Should have given it to Rodgers.
2-point favorite, Bears. 2-point favorite, DraftKings Sportsbook. So
I gotta say, I love the Bears this week.
I do too.
They like sometimes we lose sight of who they're playing. They played the Cowboys and the Dolphins last 2 weeks.
the Lions had the Dolphins beat.
So we're playing up here.
Lions. Oh yeah, they were okay.
Yeah. Okay. When you watch Detroit,
It was 17-0
No,
like in the first quarter.
But
they
defensively,
play hard. They play
If
downhill.
it was 17-0 in the fourth, I would agree with you.
Yeah. I'm just saying that I love the Bears this week too. I'll be picking the Bears. However, this ain't no gimme. Come on, who have we stopped? No one. So
it's true. They're gonna run the football. So
yeah.
we got to see this week.
Eddie Jackson, one of his quotes too yesterday was great. I have never experienced this in my life. He's telling all the young guys on the team, "Yo, this team that I've been playing on for 6 years of my career, they don't score 30 points. We got to do better. I haven't had this level of help ever. Come on, we got to be better." And then he's looking around the room. Oh yeah, I don't see Akeem Hicks at his prime. I don't see.
It's more of
Khalil
a
Mack.
But I guess that's my point. Like, look, it's bad defensively right now. We get it. But who was the guy that caught that touchdown pass yesterday against the Packers that no one had ever heard of that came off the practice squad? Like, it was like a made-up name.
Freddie Mitchell?
No, he was wide open by like 15 yards in the end zone, and no one, I don't even think the Lions knew who he was.
No, he used to work in the concession stands there.
It was like some guy came out of the crowd, put on a Lions jersey, and was standing in the corner in the end zone and was wide open. Like my point is Tyreek Hill's not going to be out there on Sunday. Dak Prescott's not going to be out there Sunday. Yeah. It's that Tony Pollard. And I'm not.
Waddle, Gesicki. They don't have Hawkinson anymore.
The Lions can score. They're an okay offensive team. But matchup-wise, we've seen the Bears have better games than they've had the last couple weeks. I realize they don't have Roquan Smith anymore and Robert Quinn. Fine. I do think there is a level of improvement the defense can get to depending on who they're playing any given week.
Yeah.
When they're not facing what they had to face yesterday, when there was literally no answers for covering Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
You do know who the Flus shouted out yesterday as far as his run game prowess. Your boy, Jack Sanborn. Liked him in the run game. Got to watch the tape to see how he did in the pass game. Liked him in the run game.
Miami's not a run-heavy offense. We knew that going into that, right? You know, I know they got Wilson, so they're going to run a little more, but Detroit, they like to run the football. And we've struggled against the run.
Yeah, Sanborn.
So that's the only thing this week. We got to stop the run, or else this can get out of hand.
All right, let's close the show with some super chats.
Thank you, super people, with your super chat.
Super people, super chat.
This is from Mop Zeus. He says, how do y'all feel about the linebacker free agents? I like Devin Bush or Levante David. Yeah.
I like those players, too.
Yeah. No, they're good. They're good options. I think we're gonna have to go through free agency or the draft. We got a lot of picks, so we could possibly get some really good linebackers at that.
I mean, at this point, I'll take anybody with any name who
started in this league.
Who started in this league? I mean, that's what we need a full revamp.
We'll have a much stronger opinion about prices and money and free agents.
We will
come February, I promise.
Oh. We are going to break down every player that is available to an uncomfortable.
It's gonna be a fun offseason.
Yes,
it's gonna be a fun offseason.
We will know. We will be under the rock of who they were dating in high school. We will know everything.
Okay. Ray Guns 101 says, "Who's your dream wide receiver in the draft?"
Ooh,
so far from being finalized on that, but
Hyatt
from Tennessee. Yeah, I like him a lot. Marvin Mims from OU. Like him too.
Yep.
Real fast receiver, stretch the field. So those two are my two front runners.
I think you're opening up the conversation in my head now if we should be rooting for wins or losses.
Dang.
What about
Johnston from TCU?
I want him Marvin Harrison Jr., but he's not eligible.
Yeah, he's got another year. What about his teammate, NSJ? What's his name?
Oh, Jackson Smith Jigba, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good too.
Yeah, there's
guys
a
out there.
You
can get wide receiver
coming out this year.
Yeah,
we got picks, so maybe we can get somebody that falls to the second round.
I haven't picked my dream guy yet, though. I apologize. All right. What else we got here? Last one. John says, meant to say this yesterday. Hoge tell Johns a Komet TD bold prediction is off limits for him. Komet flying since he's moved to other bold predictions. It's true. We've talked about that a little bit. Adam Johns picked the first 6 weeks of the season that Cole Kmet would score a touchdown.
Didn't happen.
It didn't happen. The first week he didn't. Then he scored a touchdown. Then he scored 2 more yesterday.
3 next week. Let's go, Cole.
So he's been banned. I actually told him that yesterday on yesterday's podcast. I said you are banned from doing any Cole Kmet bold predictions.
I love it though. Right in the red zone, you need that good tight end. Cole Kmet's come alive the past couple weeks.
I am going to have a conversation with Cole Kmet this week about his touchdown celebration and where the who exactly he is going after with this. I mean, is that Kmet in high school, or is that I don't know. I mean, right-handed power hitter that he just loves. By the way, the World Series did not go Kmet's way. He was rooting very hard against the Astros.
Did we put that out yet? By the way, we had video of you doing the
it was
home
out.
run celebration.
It was of me doing the home run celebration.
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Any celebration with Carman that's a win.
That thank you.
I don't know that we've tweeted it out yet. We should though. No, remember I tossed up the piece of paper for you yesterday when you hit it?
Yeah.
We had that ready to go. We'll share it on show.
Yeah, Aaron Judge over here.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter at CHGO_Bears.
It's gonna be a Cub.
Not if he's a White Sox. That's a funny joke.
Sox making moves. That's funny.
Yeah.
Got to beat the Lions this week though. Must win.
Oh, you got to beat the Lions.
Gotta.
You have to.
It's a borderline great week to lose.
Oh,
you go that. I mean, if you're going to go into the depths,
Negative Nancy over
You're
here.
the one who said 5-game win streak.
I did, and
It was insane.
now I'm saying 4-game win
Oh,
streak.
he's
Let's
So
go.
the
retracting
Lions
it.
are going to win.
Listen, I'm picking the Bears. I think they're going to win. I'm just saying, when we start, we just went through a whole draft conversation. Every game is a win-win at this point. Win-win. They lose, okay. Therefore, we are creeping down to a sweet pick. Let's get to the top 5.
That's true. Read us at allchgo.com. Social channels at CHGO_Bears_sports. Got a lot of stuff for you there, especially on Mondays following the games. A lot of clips from yesterday's show, fun memes, and all kinds of stuff out there. So make sure you check it out. Thanks for Corey Wootton for being here. Rest up that voice, my friend. Carm.
I'm going to go get some Next Evo cream on and get ready for my next tennis match.
After dark.
After
you
dark.
You needed apparently. How much did you lose by last night?
1-1. It was embarrassing.
I had a
6-1,
thigh
6-1.
injury.
Oh, I see. 1-1.
He
You got whooped.
full whooped.
Yeah.
Full
Dude.
whoop.
Full whooped. I mean,
Does that work on your ego as well?
Ooh.
Ooh, bang, bang.
Oh my
would you like to play another set since I beat you so fast and we still have time on this court?
Oh, man, that's tough. That's just insulting.
Sure, I'll play another set.
Did you?
Yeah, 1, 1, and 2. I got the 2.
Progress. Progress. Oh, boy. All right, we're out of here. We'll talk to you tomorrow at noon. See ya.